In a cell, a man pulls a hood off an internee, and we see it's Lucky. Another man enters, and Lucky jokes about taking down some of his guards. He calls it an investigation, as he hears their master pays well, and he wants to prove himself. The man asks who he is. Lucky says, "Just call me Lucky." The man asks, "Lucky who? I've no way heard of you." Lucky tells him other ops he's completed. He knows their master, Sidwell, has a lot of plutocrat. For the right quantum of plutocrat, Lucky will do whatever they need. The man asks how he knows Lucky is anti-asset. Lucky says he just took out several of his men and owes it to him to pick up their slack. The man asks for a croaker to be brought in, and another man is dragged in. Easily, he's an internee as well. Lucky asks if he has the job. The man says, "Not yet," offers Lucky a gun, and tells him, "Kill the croaker." Lucky realizes this is a test and aims the gun at the man. Lucky pulls the detector, but it's empty. The man says he passed the test and tells the croaker to patch Lucky up as the master is nearly then. Left alone in the cell, Lucky tells the croaker, Isaiah, played by Sawandi Wilson, that it's good to see him again. Isaiah punches him. He says he tried to shoot him, but Lucky knew the gun was disburdened as it was too light. Isaiah tells him to sit down, and he tapes Lucky up. The croaker asks why he's then. Lucky says he came to break him out. Isaiah says he'd it under control, but Lucky knows he's being held interned. They're in an emulsion of mercenaries in a strip mining part of Africa, and Isaiah is their interned and medical idler. Isaiah asks what Lucky's plan is to get him out. Lucky says he works best in the moment. Isaiah notes, "So, no plan, again." Lucky is sure an occasion will present itself. Isaiah harangues that Lucky shouldn't have come for him because escape is insolvable. Lucky says his old man always said there's always a way out. In Port Charles, Carly is brought to see Brennan at his office, and she asks why she's there. Brennan admits he's using her. She asks how. Suddenly, Jason arrives, having heard 2 WSB agents picked up Carly. Brennan says, "Just the man I wanted to see." Carly realizes she was bait to bait Jason then. Jason tells Carly they should leave. Brennan offers to make this up to Carly by taking her to Regale this week. She refuses, and Brennan asks Jason to hear him out, given he's formerly then. Jason agrees so they don't have to go through this again. Carly tells Jason, "Suit yourself," and walks out. Jason knows Brennan made the substantiation in Carly's case vanish. He asks what he'll do with it. Brennan says once the recording faded, the chain of substantiation was broken, and indeed if it reappears, it's inadmissible. Jason asks why he did it. Brennan says Carly was only trying to help her family, and he believes in justice, which they've in common. He thinks that's why they should work together. Brennan wants Jason to work off the books for him, but Jason refuses. Brennan has a deal to offer him. He explains that he'd give Jason an ideal, that Jason would take care of it according to how he sees fit, and that the pay is worth it. Jason still says no deal, so Brennan asks him to suppose it over as it would profit both of them. Brennan suggests Jason considers his helping Carly as a show of his good faith. Jason thanks him for helping Carly, but he still won't work for him. Jack says sooner or laterly, he'll be suitable to give Jason commodity he wants, and also, they'll talk again. At the Quartermains, Lois watches Gio practice in the portico. It's late, and she asks him what's going on. He can't get some runs in a piece right, and they sound off to him. Lois understands effects not sounding right. She wants Gio's honest opinion and asks if her accentuation bothers him. Lois explains what happened at home and heart. Gio says the woman frequenter, Myrna, doesn't have to like her accentuation, she just has to buy the product, which she did. Lois says she allowed. She should lose her accentuation, but he says it's part of her identity. She fears her accentuation could be going deception deals, and she wants to be the stylish prophet they've had. He tells her she shouldn't change for anyone, ever. Lois looks at the deception deals data grounded on her appearance and still feels she could vend further if she sounded more sophisticated. She wants to reach a wide followership, and perhaps she should lose her accentuation. Latterly, she calls a shop talk trainer. Brooklyn finds Tracy on the veranda repotting some shops. They bandy Lois' appearance, and Tracy was shocked Lois didn't have a comeback for that frequenter. Chase arrives, and he has some news. He reveals to Brooklyn that Lulu has been transferred back to General Hospital, and it's not good. As he fills Brooklyn in on Lulu, Tracy becomes visibly worried. Tracy rushes out, and Chase asks what that was about. They go into the kitchen, and Brooklyn tells Chase that Lulu lived then with Luke and Tracy for a long time, and Tracy was like a mama to her when Laura was out of the picture. She also admits there was bad blood between her and Lulu when they were teens, and also commodity happed to Lulu that clicked Lulu and Tracy ever. She tells him about Lulu getting pregnant with Dylan's baby, and she terminated the gestation as Lulu knew she wasn't ready to be a mama. Chase asks Brooklyn why she and Lulu didn't get on. Brooklyn says Lulu aloud. She was trying to take Dante from her and admits Carly paid her to try and do so, and it was a whole situation they don't need to get into. She realizes this is bringing a lot up for her, and she hasn't told him much about her history as a worried teen. Yuri interrupts and asks if everything is okay with them. They say it is. Yuri was getting Violet a glass of milk, so Brooklyn offers to take milk up to Violet. Chase offers to go rather, and leaves Brooklyn alone with her studies. Chase returns and says Violet is missing her pater. And Grandpa. Indeed, though he misses his pater. He's glad he passed snappily and peacefully. Chase would no way tell Dante this, but this might be the natural end for Lulu, given she's been in a coma for 4 times. Brooklyn thinks he may be right, but it won't make losing her any easier for those who love Lulu. At the sanitarium, Sam walks in as Dante sits and talks with a slow Lulu. He tells her they need her back in their lives. Sam asks Dante about Lulu. Dante explains it has commodity to do with her liver function, and he's still staying to hear from Laura. Sam says it's good she's at General Hospital because she can get the care she needs then. Dante hopes it's enough. They step out, and Sam tells Dante that she knows he doesn't like to talk about his passions. She says if he wants to, she'll hear, and if he doesn't, she'll sit with him. She also knows a part of his heart will always be with Lulu because she's a part of him, and she loves all of him. He says he loves her, too, and they embrace. In Portia's office, Laura sits with Liz. They're told by Portia and another croaker that Lulu has medical cirrhosis of the liver. The specifics she's been on, the same bones, for 4 times, likely caused her liver failure. Laura thinks they can change the specifics, but the croakers explain it's not that simple. Portia explains over time, scar towel from cirrhosis builds up, and it gets to the point that the liver fails. The other croaker is paged down, and Laura asks how the croakers at Silver Waters missed this. Portia says the symptoms that would have told them what was going on were missed as she was in a coma and couldn't state them. Laura asks what the cure is. Latterly, Laura and Liz meet with Dante and Sam in the hall. Laura explains the cirrhosis issue and that Lulu needs a transplant. Sam and Dante offer to get tested, and Dante says he'll have Rocco tested as well. Laura admits the stylish Chance is a close family relative, like a family. Dante's guessing a full family is better than a half. Laura says yes, and she has no idea where Lucky is. Still, she's going to see Nicholas hereafter about getting tested. Portia interrupts and tells Laura that Flatland Prison will test Nicholas incontinently and will meet with her in the morning to bandy the results. Dante says this is good and reassures Laura that Lulu will be okay. Laura heads out, and Sam says the same thing to Dante that he did to Laura. She states this is good, as Nicholas was a match for Lulu ahead. Dante says he has to be again. Else, he doesn't know how Rocco will get through this. She says they'll be there for Rocco, and she'll be then for him. Back in Lulu's room, Tracy visits. She cries that she thinks about her all the time and misses her so important. She loved watching her grow up. Tracy sits with Lulu and tells her that she has to hang in there. She insists that no child of Luke Spencer's gives up. She says Lulu has her father's heart, his courage, and his intransigence, so she'll get through this. She knows Luke wouldn't have it any other way. Robert arrives to see Anna at her office. She needs him to use his connections to find Valentine. Robert asks why, as she's eventually relieved of him. Anna explains Laura asked her to find her granddaughter, so that's what she's going to do. Robert can understand that. Anna believes Brennan knows where Valentine is and presumably arranged his caching spot, but the WSB doesn't want him set up. Robert assumes this is about pikemen. Anna says without Valentine, no apprehensions will be made, and the WSB walks down from the whole mess. She needs to find Valentine without Brennan chancing out. Robert says he can make many calls and to keep him abreast of whatever she finds out. He also makes her promise this is about Charlotte and nothing differently. Latterly, Carly arrives to see Anna and asks what Jack Brennan wants with Jason. Anna aloud. The only person Jack was interested in was Carly. Carly explains Jack brought her to his office to bait Jason there, and she won't let him use Jason as Kate's did. Anna can see Jack wanting to put Jason out in the field anonymously. Jack would take credit for Jason's work, and it would raise his stakes at the office. Carly doubts Jason would go on with it. Anna asks Carly if she's done anything additional Brennan could have on her and be holding over Jason. Carly doesn't believe so, so Anna says she'll find out what Jack's angle is.